Huh?
You all done with that one?
Well, yeah. You wanted to make sure you took center stage on this one here. So congratulations, Josef Newgarden, second win here at Road America. Third win of the season, 23rd of his career. Now ties the great Tommy Milton for 19th on the all-time list. And most importantly today, the People Ready Force for Good Challenge, $1 million. Half of it goes to your favorite charity, which we'll get to in a minute. The rest goes to your team. A spectacular day, and tell us about it a little bit, I guess.
It's a great day.
Yeah.
Great day. Felt really good going into it. Felt like we had a car to win today. And, it was just about executing. My team really put me in position on that first stop.
Yep.
Rossi was not going to be easy to beat today. I felt like he was very strong. I felt like, we were a little bit better than him, but he was by no means going to be simple to go by. But that first stop is really what set the tone for us. Once we got in position, then it was about getting through the lap markers or the alternate strategy quicker than him, building the gap and then maintaining it. And I felt like, just felt like our PVG car was really hooked up and had everything we needed from Team Chevy on the power side, pretty much as always this year. So really comfy, and to be able to win this $1 million and give half of it to charity is very cool, very cool. I'm sure our recipients are going to be thrilled with that.
All right, great segue, because on the Zoom joining us are your friends that are going to be the recipients.
Oh, fantastic!
On the
They're
other
here.
Side of this, Catherine Hurley is the founder of the Nashville chapter of Wags and Walks. She joins us. Catherine, say hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hey, Catherine.
Hi. We are
you?
Absolutely thrilled. Congratulations, Joseph. I mean, you know what we're going to do this year with all the dogs here in Nashville. And that was bigger than trying to, me winning the Super Bowl for the Detroit Lions. So we are absolutely so thrilled. It's going to impact literally thousands of dogs here in Nashville and allow us to build an amazing adoption center. Congratulations to you, to Ashley, and to your little one at home.
Well, thank you, Catherine. And people that don't know in here, our dog, Axel, was adopted through Wags and Walks. And Catherine, really started the charge in Nashville. Wags and Walks started in L.A. Catherine started the Nashville chapter for it. And they've been doing an amazing job. They work with a lot of great people in Nashville, and they save all sorts of dogs, okay, all sorts. I mean, you should hear some of these heartbreaking stories that these guys go through to find these dogs homes, and, we need more of that. So we're very happy to be able to, give some money to this group because they've done a lot for us and for a lot of people in Nashville. So very thrilled. Thank you, Catherine, for all your work. And
thank you so much.
To
Congratulations again.
Steve, go ahead, sir.
Axel, is it E-L-L-E?
AXEL.
And what type of dog?
He's a mutt. He has a lot of different breeds. Yeah, he's a smart little fellow. Cute, 30 pounds. I don't know. He's a lot of things. He's got shepherd in him. He's got I don't know. He's got all sorts of stuff. I couldn't even tell you.
You said in the TV interview that you had forgotten about the $1 million prize. Are you joking or were you serious? And if you're serious, how do you forget about something?
Well, I forget about it at points. I didn't think about it coming into this weekend. I totally forgot that was a thing. And then there's a point you get reminded about it, and yeah, that could be. But for me, it's not something you really dwell on because it doesn't matter ultimately at the end of the day. I'm not, I'm going to try and win this race because this is mine. You never approach any race that way. I want to win the race because I want to win the race. It's a great little bonus. I mean, it's not a little bonus, that's a big bonus, but it's just one of those things that kind of comes with it. And so it's not motivating for me that, I have to do something extra because of this. I'm putting my best effort forward every week. And I know if we could just focus on our job and get the job done, then at times I get reminded, this is also going to come with it. And that's very, very cool, obviously. Yeah.
Hey, Blake, before we get going too much into this press conference, do you have anything else to say? We kind of lost you there at the end, but we want to make sure that you had an opportunity to say hi to Joseph.
Thanks very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you great.
Hey, Joseph, I just wanted to make sure you heard our congratulations. We're so excited for you and the team. And thank you for being a champion for serious fun in so many ways, whether you're at camp, whether you're welcoming kids to the racetrack or your ping pong tournament. But this, of course, is such a huge feather in your cap. And we're so proud to be to work with you and thankful for all you do for all the kids at the camps around the world.
Blake, thank you. We're so fortunate to have people like you and Serious Fun Children's Network. Keep up the great work as always. You guys are the best.
All right. Hope to see you soon. Take care.
Hey,
Blake, thanks. You've been a great friend for IndyCar in the past and for years to come. Thanks, my friend, for doing this. Okay, more questions in person. Bruce, go ahead.
It seemed like that first pit stop was the key to the race. You were able to beat Rossi out. And from that point on, it seemed every time it recycled through, you were the leader.
Well, it was either going to be that point or another point. You know, I was, truthfully, I was hoping for an all-green start. I wanted that first stint on Reds to be, you know, no cautions, because I felt like that's where we could find the exposure in Rossi's game. You know, I was kind of biding my time, but felt like I had the straight speed advantage with him. You know, I felt like my Chevy was much quicker than him on the straights, and so I was going to wait for an opportunity, but all the yellows really took away that potential. You know, we were running most of the laps under caution, and so the reds weren't going to drop off as much. So we needed to make the difference somewhere else. We came in right on his tail. I made sure, look, I'm going to give my team ample opportunity here. I'm going to be as close as I can to Rossi on the pits here. And if it wasn't going to happen in the pit stop, it was either going to be an out lap, or it was going to be the next cycle that we'd have to do something, or, you know, on the back end of a stint, or the pit stop is what ended up being the pivotal point for us. But if that wasn't the point, I think we could have made that point somewhere else today.
And also pit selection seemed to work in your favor on that stop. I believe you were the last pit out.
We were first out, if you will, first box, which always helps. You know, you got to clear out. You don't have to worry about typically a lot of the mess going on in the middle or wherever you're located at. So it does pay to start up front.
Put that stuff out of mind. Are you just reminded of it constantly? I mean, obviously the difference on a late restart this year versus last year was considerable. Yeah,
I mean, I don't really think about it. I mean, there's, you know, if you want to talk about last year, it's not anything anyone did wrong. It's a part that failed. That was, I think, a $50 part. No one's ever seen it fail. It's not like it was a prep issue. And I couldn't have affected anything, and the team couldn't have affected anything to make that different. So had no thought about it. You know, I was just focused on today, focused on the thing that I focus on is we're in position. You don't have any opportunities to be in position to close. I want to just close. And so that's where my head was at today. Yeah. Chris.
With those two late restarts there at the very end, were you surprised on both cases how much we were able to gap Rossi going up the hill to get the green flag there?
Not after watching him. I kind of knew where the strength and weakness was, and I felt like we had a good advantage on him in certain areas, and we tried to exploit that as best as possible. So it was two really good starts, great attack mode from Team Chevy, and that all of that contributes to being able to push the gap. So I was hopeful we could do that, but I can't say I was surprised. I felt like we had that potential, and so I knew if we just do our job, we can do that, and I was happy to see it kind of come to fruition.
And with your, you get half of the challenge, you get split with the team, and then you also get a good cut of that after buying some baby stuff for the newborn. What's the first dumb thing you're going to buy with the money?
I don't know. Probably a bunch of McDonald's. Just like probably over $100 worth of McDonald's at least. Brian knows what I'm talking about. That's probably stop one. Yeah. After that, I don't know. We'll have to see.
So Tony, Jack, and then Kevin.
Joseph, Will had a line in his interview that it's hard to get wins except for Joseph, who's got multiple. So I guess just how hard is it to win now compared to earlier in your career, or what do they mean now?
It's extremely difficult. It's hard to win a pole. It's hard to win a race. You know, the landscape is not constant these days. You know, I think 10 years ago you used to have sort of consistent trends, and when a team would find a performance edge, they would typically carry that edge across, the entire year. Whereas now, I think people find these little edges on each other, like every weekend, and it's going up and down all the time. You see a McLaren strong at one track, you see an Andretti strong at another, and then Ganassi pops up, and then an ECR pops up, and then we're in the mix, and then a Shank pops up. I mean, it's just like never ending. So we say it every year that it's the closest competition we've ever had, but somehow it keeps getting tighter, and it must be just the development of this car has, really hit a fine point. I mean, you're just constantly tuning little things now. I mean, millimeters of changes, and it's the same with the driving style. The driving style is only getting tighter with simulators and video and all this stuff that you can analyze. It's impossible to hide something from the competition. So I think, yeah, it is very difficult to win these races consistently, and to be able to put multiple on the board it's a job well done to everybody in the two group.
Go, Jack.
Yes, 3 wins is usually kind of like what drivers are looking for as the threshold for when you win the championship. You need to win 3 races basically. It's kind of what you look at, and also I think you're just over 30 points out of the championship lead now. So do you feel like you've got the momentum in the championship at the moment, or do you think that's still with Marcus after the 500 win?
Yeah, it's been a little too up and down for us this year. It's kind of feast or famine. I think we genuinely had the potential for 4 or 5 wins up to this point. So we've done 3 of the potential 5, let's say. And the other ones that we weren't winning, we were finishing too far back, and so we got to up our consistency. It's a little abnormal for us. I feel like we're a fairly consistent group, so I'm not going to lose sleep on why that was happening. Sometimes you get in these little micro trends where we just didn't have the consistency we needed. But number one, we have to clean that up. I think we probably need to win a couple more races before the year's out, just the way the first part of the season went. But I feel like that's very doable for us. So, we've definitely got wins on the board, but more so than wins, consistency is going to, rule the day this year.
You're talking about the group, and I guess at the start of the season, you asked a lot about the kind of changes in the off-season and kind of football going on on your side of the team. Where we're up to now, there's just the data will show us that there's been a lot of improvement there. And I don't want to say the end, but you feel like you're where you need to be.
Yeah, I mean, I felt good coming into the season. I felt good about last year. I remember we were getting hounded, up to this point last year, we were getting hounded on why we hadn't won a race. And for me, it was funny because I'm like, well, you guys must not be inside, our internal network and seeing. I'm like, we're just totally fine. There's not a problem with the team, and we're where we need to be. It just wasn't clicking off for some reason. And I've felt that way going into this season and feel that way now. I think we're in a good spot. We got to clean up the consistency for one reason or another that just didn't happen up to this point. But I know that we keep doing our normal thing, that will come. So we just need to keep on a good track here to the finish and feel very positive about our group. We don't have anything negative going on. Honestly, there's nothing that I could be complaining about. We got a really strong team. Everything's in a good place. Great partnerships with Team Chevy and everybody else, and feeling good about it.
If you hadn't had the late cautions there, I reckon that you were able to pull like 7 seconds after the first stop on Rossi, and you were both sat there yesterday, and you both thought that Rossi was going to be better on the softs, and Rossi was going to be better on the hards, and you were going to be better on the softs, but obviously you were able to pull that 7 seconds out. So what was the kind of secret line?
Yeah, I mean, I think I cooked my stuff a little bit too much on that second stint. I was aggressive with traffic, and I was cutting, and that's where I think I got the gap. Was I was more aggressive than he was cutting through either a lap marker or an alternate strategy. And so that ripped a really nice gap for us. And then after that, I was more just trying to manage it. I'm like, okay, I kept watching my gap to him, and I was trying to study where he was strong and where I was weak. And I just kind of focused on tire management after that point. And I could tell he was very good in the beginning to 75% of the stint, but I think we had the edge there in the last 25%. So I was like, look, we've got a good gap here. We've got more overtake. Let's just try and manage tires. And so that was my game plan as I got to middle to finish, and I think that worked well for us. But I was surprised. I thought we didn't get to see what was going to happen in that first stint because of all the yellows, and I thought that's where I was going to find the exposure for him. But I was a little bit worried. I'm like, oh, we missed that opportunity, so let's see what happens down the primaries. But it all worked out. I think we had a fast car all around.
Last question up to David. Go ahead, sir.
We see the flag standing along on straightaway here, but obviously that's not where restarts happen. Can you kind of explain how restarts work here?
Yeah, typically in IndyCar now, the rule is that there's a restart zone that's designated. Typically, it's around the final corner. Sometimes sort of encompassing the entire final corner. Sometimes it's a bit more. And in our case, it's kind of 13 to 14. That lead up into 14 is the restart zone. So the procedure for us is the pace car lets us get temperature. Does a pretty quick lap. Then slows us down. By the time we get to the carousel, packed us up. And then as we get to turn 12, he tries to get away. And so we let him get away so that we can, start where we need to around 13 to 14. So, that's our process.
So it's just a matter of, I don't say jacking the guy behind you up, but you have, I don't know, what is that, a couple thousand feet to make something different happen.
Yeah, I mean, Rossi was as tight as he could be to me, when I got on the gas. So he definitely wasn't getting jacked up, to use your words. But it's really just the point. IndyCar designates sort of the restart area or zone that you can start in, and we know that. And that's what I did today.